It's the weekly roundup show with Dr. Don Pettinger, our star sheriff P. You know, from the heart of the hills to your screen, he will ride the stories and laughs, country fun worldwide. Yeehaw, Sheriff P's in town, bringing the country spirit, never letting you down. Tune in, sit tight, for the fun is about to start. In the weekly roundup, where country life's the heart. Old-time tales about barn dances and rodeos, Sheriff P stories that everybody knows. With a twang in his voice and a sparkle in his eye, he'll make you laugh till the cows come by. Yeehaw, Sheriff P's in town, bringing the country spirit, never letting you down. Tune in, sit tight, for the fun is about to start. In the weekly roundup, where country life's the heart. Old-time tales about barn dances and rodeos, Sheriff P stories that everybody knows. With a twang in his voice and a sparkle in his eye, he'll make you laugh till the cows come by. Yeehaw, Sheriff P's in town, bringing the country spirit, never letting you down. Tune in, sit tight, for the fun is about to start. In the weekly roundup, where country life's the heart.
Well, good morning, everyone. What an amazing new theme song. One of our parents wrote that for the weekly roundup. Color me impressed. I think the Grand Ole Opry is going to be calling very soon for that parent to go sing this at the opera. Very, very cool. It really encapsulates our feeling here on the weekly roundup. We're all family. We try to just share some stories and about what's going on and ways to take care of each other and just pray for each other. A real country vibe. So I can't thank you enough for the song. We're going to use that as our lead-in for at least a month or so. I just appreciate all of your hard work in putting that together. It's so very cool. Parents, I hope that you all enjoy it, and maybe this tickles a little a creative side that you have, and you might want to write a song for the weekly roundup. But anyway, thank you very much. It's just terrific. Hey, we have a big show ahead. This is the weekly roundup, and if you didn't know by the music, I'm Sheriff P, Dr. P, whatever you call me, and here's where families come to learn about everything that's happened at Grace Christian School over the last week or so, and things that are coming in store for us over the next few weeks. Today's show is a little bit different. Normally we do this live every Wednesday morning between 9:15 and 9:30. But today it's pre-recorded because we have a lot of meetings and we're looking at some new technology that we're looking at bringing on campus. So we will not be able to broadcast during that normal time. But we believe it's important to get in front of you every week with all the information about the school. So grab yourself a glass of water or your cowboy coffee and sit back for a wonderful show. We have a lot of stuff to go on, but let's first go to information about subscribing. Yes, we need your help to subscribe. Hey, how come that isn't on the screen? That little subscription thing disappeared. Anyway, hey, please subscribe to our channel. It's extremely important. I haven't asked a lot this year. I started asking last week. The reason it's so important is we need a certain number of subscribers in order to go live all the time, especially if we're going live from a cell phone device. And if there was ever an emergency, that is why we'd be using our cell phones, is to broadcast to you as quickly as possible if we're able to get to cell service. So we need over 1,000 active accounts. So please go on, subscribe to the channel. If you ring the bell after you subscribe, that's pushing that bell, you will get immediate notification whenever we go live about something that's happening here. Normally on the weekly roundup, Mrs. O'Rue will send out an email, hey, we're going live, and you have the opportunity to come on and watch the show. But with that being said, let's get into the weekly roundup. Yes, that was the famous Charleston Wrap Chicken dancing last week as we kicked off the Charleston Wrap fundraiser. It goes through tomorrow, and we're already seeing families getting involved, kids getting active, and there are all kinds of prizes. I saw little chickens going home in backpacks this week. Kids are having fun. Parents, I can't thank you enough for supporting us through Charleston Wrap. I placed my order. Every year, I kind of add a few more kitchen gadgets and things like that. I got the cast iron thing that I can put out on my smoker. So as I'm cooking bacon, they also have a rack that I can put to the side when I'm using my Blackstone. My bacon that I pre-cook, I can set over there. And the gift wrap is always amazing. We always order a couple rolls of birthday because it's reversible, along with Howdy Christmas wrap we ordered. Yes, the Santa, it's the Christmas wrap with cowboy hats all over it. So that's pretty cool. You know what? The top 3 students who participate in Charleston Wrap are going to get to do this. Yes, they're going to get to go in the money tunnel and do it. Mrs. O'Rue, Mrs. Ziegler, and Mrs. Mulaney stuffing money in her pockets. Look at that. Will have the opportunity to go into the money tunnel. And the top 3 will be announced, and you will get to see that. Yes, we could all use a hero at some point in our lives. This is the Hall of Heroes. Some people call it our multi-purpose room. And here is where we are honored to be able to hang pictures of your loved ones, our family members here at school who serve in the military, serve in firefighting capacities, or in law enforcement. If you have a 5x7 of one of your family members, please send it in with their name, their agency. It would be our honor to purchase a frame and hang that in the Hall of Heroes. This Thursday, tomorrow, during our chapel times, it's going to be a very special chapel where we are going to be honoring 3 very important heroes who gave their life uh, for what they do, for being peacekeepers. And all 3 of these law enforcement officers had special ties to Grace Christian School. 2 of their pictures have been on the wall for the last year. We will be adding a new picture tomorrow, and we will be giving a special memorial, dedication, and chapel to honor not only those special officers who passed away, but all officers who have given their life in the line of duty. That chapel, there's 3 chapels tomorrow, and that is what we will be doing in each chapel. So if you happen to be around and want to stop in, there should be some seats on the side for you. We'd love to have you at our Hall of Heroes chapel that we do once a year, really honoring the peacekeepers and those special individuals who make a difference in our country. Yes, it's that special carnival. When you hear that, you think you're going to see the big top and circus clowns and elephants are going to be coming around. Well, we don't have circus clowns and elephants walking around on our carnival, but we do have lots of students and great parents. You know what makes our carnival so successful is you. Yes, every one of you who are watching the show, parents, loved ones, grandparents, friends, and families of Grace Christian School. And the way you make it special is by coming out and supporting us and also by volunteering. There is a QR code right there. I encourage you to grab your phone, go to that QR code, and sign up to volunteer. Mrs. Williams, or Nikki Williams, our PST president, told me that we're light on volunteers this year, and I think that may be partially my fault. I haven't pushed that a lot this year. That is the QR code. Click on there. You know what? We have so many families here. If every family donated 20 minutes of their time and came out and worked, we would be overwhelmed with the amount of workers, and it would make the load so light for everyone, and we'd be able to do it. I understand some of you have to work and things like that, but there are all different ways that you can volunteer. You can come beforehand, help with setup, or you can stay afterwards if you get out of work late and you get here towards the end of the carnival. It goes till 7. Let's say you get here at 6. You can stay afterwards, 7 to 7:45. Last year, 5 parents stayed. We were completely cleaned up, and there was no sign of the carnival 1 hour later. And that's because so many people stayed, and it made the work very light. Please, please click that QR code, sign up and help, and we would be greatly indebted to you. Also, just a reminder that this food form did go out, and it's due by tomorrow to pre-order your food. Excuse me. I believe we're going to have some very special guests on campus cooking this year, And let's do a lot to show them how appreciative we are by getting our orders in and being fully ready for the carnival. And don't forget, here's the QR code one more time. Please sign up to help with the carnival. Chef of the day. Boy, we had so many amazing entries. I mean, we have some great chefs at home, all the way from preschool through 8th grade. I think we had over 100 entries into the chef for the day. So we've been going through them. I think we're down to maybe 5 that we are going to pick the winner out of, and that will be announced very soon, probably in an email this week or in the news and notes or news flash. And then we will highlight that chef here on the weekly roundup, and we will also get some footage of them working in the cafeteria, serving their specialty. Maybe we have the next Bobby Flay here, or Diners, Dive-Ins, and Drives coming right here to Grace Christian School, serving all of our students. This is something fun. We can't wait to do it. You remember the PST drive that took place at the start of the school year? I do too. And we told you it ended on September 20th. The votes were counted, the memberships were calculated, everything was tabulated, and the winning classroom was 2nd grade, Mrs. Frazier, and our president of PST, Nikki Williams, donned a pizza outfit and went into the classroom to reward them and award them their pizza contest. So congratulations to 2nd grade. Yes, they're all pointing to the pepperoni pizza that they have won for their classroom. How exciting that is. We are so excited for her class and for the follow-up participants who won different prizes throughout, and those are being delivered this week. So thank you, parents, for signing up for PST. You are greatly appreciated. Your signups help us do more things on campus. With that being said, the foundation of the school is Jesus Christ. And the way we reflect that every day is through Bible classes, through our chapels, through our church service that we do on Thursday, that all of you are always invited. If you are not a believer and you come to one of our chapels, church services on Thursday, and you have more questions, come see me. Come see Mrs. Mullaney, Mrs. Wolfner in the office. Come see one of us. We would love to tell you how you can have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ and how your whole life will be different if you do that. Or you can see Mrs. Krusek on Wednesdays at the Moms in Prayer. This should technically be Parents in Prayer, but the corporation's name is Mom in Prayer. They have so much amazing material that they provide us that we're able to utilize throughout the course of the year. Parents, you are all invited. We meet at the lunch tables at 8:30 every Wednesday, and I think that's this first Wednesday that they met, and then that it is today is the first Wednesday they are meeting at 8:30 at the lunch tables. From there, you're going to learn where they're actually going to meet and what's going to happen there. Everything's done in the utmost of confidence. The team is so amazing. They pray for the school. They pray for you, parents. They pray for your children. They pray for God's covering on our country, on our law enforcement, our firefighters, our military. They just are true prayer warriors, and it's not a gossip session. It's not a point where they come together to talk about students or staff or parents. It's a time that they come together to be prayer warriors. They put on the armor of God, and they do everything in their power to protect our school by using prayer. And Mrs. Krusek, thank you. She's been faithfully doing this for, I think, 5 years now, and it has really grown and made a difference in our school. You know what? How's that song go? It's a heat wave. Yes, the thermometer is going back up again. It's hard to believe that it's fall, and we have days in the hundreds already. I saw some of you pulling your sweaters out, getting your hot caramel macchiatos and your pumpkin spice lattes, getting them all ready. But you know what? We have days that are going to be getting into the hundreds this week. And whenever that happens, we do follow a rubric protocol. I've shown this to you before. We carefully watch what the air quality is going to be. We also watch the weather and the temperature. And when it hits certain areas, we'll have kids slow down on the playground or we bring them in. We do believe it's important for our kids to get out every chance they can and get the wiggles out and everything like that. But when it reaches a certain point on the thermometer, we will bring them in to do PE indoors or to do recess out indoors. excuse me, we'll give them a chance to go to the restroom, get drinks and things like that. So please, parents, remind your kids to be hydrated. Getting drinks today doesn't help if they're super hot and thirsty. They need to be fully hydrated going into today. So they should be drinking water as soon as they get up in the morning, all day before they. Sometimes it's tough drinking water before you go to bed and everything because you might have to get up in the middle of the night, but they really need to stay hydrated so that they're able to make it through this. Our staff is very familiar with this. We will notify them if we feel it gets too hot. We also have special alerts in the office for air quality through AQMD for schools and also for heat indexes through the National Weather Service. So we're able to keep all of our students safe here on campus as we continue to follow this matrix as to how we move forward. You know, I've talked about 60 Seconds to Survive over the last few years. 60 Seconds to Survive is when I come together with you to share information that's going to help keep you safe at home for any number of reasons. We've talked about earthquakes a little this year already, but something else that came to mind just recently was the Verizon outage. These are becoming a little bit more common. We're seeing Verizon out, cell phones out, things like that. You're going to be seeing a few-minute video here of ways that you can prepare, and the ways this first introduction video is really for earthquakes, fires, disasters, or lockdowns, so that your family's prepared. With what happened yesterday and a couple times already this year with Verizon and other cell phone carriers, I highly advise you get some emergency assets, some cash to hide somewhere in your home. Not a great deal, but enough that could get you by. Keeping over a half a tank of gas in your cars, because if Verizon goes down or the network goes down, you're not going to be able to get money out of ATMs. You're not going to be able to use your credit card at the grocery store. Gas pumps aren't going to work, which we've seen. So I know it's kind of hard. Some parents don't know, and I remember this as a young adult. I didn't know I could put over a half a tank of gas in my car. My car was always running on the elephant side, but now whenever I get to half a tank, I know that's time for me to fill up because there's so much uncertainty and we rely so much on technology and not so much on cash. So go to the bank, get some cash to keep in your house. Don't tell your kids or anything. Just hide it in case there's an emergency. You have it available. And grab a cup of coffee or something. You're going to see a 6-minute video right now about some things that you can do to be safe at your home.
Hey, it could explode at any minute. Get out of the house. Go across the street.
Evacuate the area.
So today I am going to pause from talking about things that we're doing at school to be ready for a disaster or a security breach of any kind and take a few moments to focus on things that you can do at home to be ready. You know, the saying goes, it's not if the next major earthquake is going to happen here in Southern California, it's when the next major earthquake is going to happen. And we've been seeing quite a few earthquakes happening, a lot of activity. You listen to the subject matter experts like Dr. Lucy Jones, and she's saying these could be pre-quakes or forequakes, and we just want to be ready, and I want you to be ready. So here are just some simple tips I've shared with you once about putting a case of water under each bed in your home. That will do it. That will get you 3 days of water for every person in your family if you put one case of water under each person's bed. The next thing we found from COVID was toilet paper seemed to be a hot commodity. If you put one thing of toilet paper under each person's bed, you have that covered. Come up with a 3-day supply of canned food. Change it out once a year. We have an area in our pantry that we have food that once a year we have that for dinner and we replace it with brand new food so that we always know that it's fresh and ready to eat, and it's in cans, so it's relatively easy to prepare. It could be heated up on a stove, on a barbecue, using charcoal, wood, or anything like that. And we keep a mechanical can opener for that. The other very important thing, parents, is so that you know exactly where your gas, water, and electric shutoffs are. Let me warn you, uh, don't automatically turn these things off, because if you do, it may take a few days to even weeks to get them turned on, to turn them back on from the proper agencies. Get yourself a gas wrench. They're cheap. They're $5 at Lowe's or Home Depot, and zip tie it to your gas meter. So if we did have an earthquake and you started to smell leaking gas coming in your home, You could immediately go out, not have to worry about where the wrench is, just rip it right off the zip tie and turn your gas off. But you want to make sure that you have a gas leak before you do that, because the gas might be something that could be utilized to cook food or to keep your home warm if that wasn't damaged during the quake. Another thing, practice duck, cover, and hold with your family. We do it at school. Ask your kids to teach you at home. Find some places that are safe in your home now when you're not running around in the middle of the night when the quake happens or it's inconvenient. Ask them to show you how they would do an earthquake drill here at school. Also, just take a moment to walk through your house and see if there's anything that might fall down. Readjust some of those things, possibly attach them to the wall. Invest in a transistor radio. Yes, the good old fashioned AM FM transistor radio that runs off of regular batteries like D batteries. You know, C. Crane offers good ones that they work on crank, solar, and battery. So you have three major things. If electricity and everything goes down and cell sites go down, our phones aren't going to work. So we're not going to be able to have radio power. So you're going to want an alternative source, and AM radio is the way to go. And I really encourage you to get one of those. The next thing is pet food. If you have pets, make sure you have extra food for them. It seems like whenever you need it, that's when you're running out of dog or cat food or fish food or whatever it may be. So get an extra supply of that and just keep it on hand. These are just the very tip of the iceberg that I'd like to see all of you working on at home to keep your family safe. One other very important reminder I want to tell you, if you're still listening, I probably should have put this at the beginning. If there is an earthquake and your children are at school, we are trained. We are going to do everything in our power to keep them safe, rescue them. Do not call the school because the minute earthquake starts happening, our entire staff is evacuating. We're evacuating students, and we're starting the procedures to search our entire building to make sure it's safe and that no students were hurt or left behind, so that if they were, we're able to immediately dispatch rescue teams. If something were to happen and we need to notify you, we will be reaching out to you by whatever forms of communication we can, whether that be email, if that's up, website. The reason our website might work well is because it's hosted out of the state of California. We might be sending text messages if we can do that. We might send a YouTube video if we're able to go live. We also have the power to go ham radio here. So if things go down, we're able to broadcast outside of the damaged area. So if you're calling the school, you might scare yourself because the phone's just ringing and ringing, and it's because no one is in the office. They've all been evacuated, and they're doing everything they've been trained to do to keep our students, faculty, and guests safe on campus. Once we're able to, and we have everything under control, we will be reaching out to you, just like I did with the last letter, letting you know how everything went here at school or what's going on. If there was a major disaster and buildings were knocked down, we have reunification procedures that we would implement, how you can pick up your kids and you would be notified of that. And that would be for any type of disaster here on campus. So we're doing everything in our power to keep your kids safe. Parents, please do me a solid and take a moment to look over the things I talked about today and getting your home ready for the next big quake. Thanks for listening to 60 Seconds to Survive, and next week we'll go back to some more things that are happening on campus. Thanks, parents. Well, that was a while back I recorded that, and it was a bad sinus day for me. My puffy eyes, red nose, and everything like that. Looked like Santa Claus almost. But the point of the message was extremely important, parents. I hope that you're doing everything you can at home to keep your family safe from having cash, food, supplies, and gasoline in your vehicle. We'll continue with some of these 60-second survive spots to better prepare our entire school family. So we're not only helping our personal families, we can reach out and help other families and not be a burden to the resources out there that will be limited. Wow, this is a pretty long weekly roundup, 25 minutes, and we're coming to the end. We have a lot of great things around the corner. The carnival, prayer team is starting, our athletic program, our girls basketball, our boys football. There is so much happening on the Grace campus. And remember, if you ever need to, go to our website, gcsrr.org. You can see all the latest information about what's happening here at school. You can always call the office, 714-761-5200, and talk to any of our staff members if you need additional information. If you're new watching this video and you'd like to become part of the Grace Christian School family, reach out to Selena Mullaney in our office at smullaney@gcsrr.org. Her information is in the description below, and we'd love to have you join the GCS family. Parents, I tell you this all the time, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. We consider it a privilege to partner with you to raise tomorrow's leaders of this amazing country. Through prayer and consistency, I think we will be successful at doing that. Parents, we will continue to pray for you. I just ask that you continue to pray not only for the school, the staff, and the faculty, but for our students and protection on this entire campus. Until I see you again, may God bless the trails you ride. Have a great day, everyone.
Gather round, y'all, it's the weekly roundup show. Dr. Don Pettinger, our star sheriff P, you know. From the heart of the hills to your screen, he will ride with stories and laughs, country fun worldwide. Yee-haw, Sheriff P's in town, bringing the country spirit, never letting you down. Tune in, sit tight, for the fun is about to start. In the weekly roundup, where country life's the heart. Old-time tales about barn dances and rodeos. Sheriff P stories that everybody knows. With a twang in his voice and a sparkle in his eye, he'll make you laugh till the cows come by. Yee-haw, Sheriff P's in town, bringing the country spirit, never letting you down. Tune in, sit tight, for the fun is about to start. In the weekly roundup, where country life's the heart. Old-time tales about barn dances and rodeos. Sheriff P stories that everybody knows. With a twang in his voice and a sparkle in his eye, he'll make you laugh till the cows come by. Yee-haw, Sheriff P's in town, bringing the country spirit, never letting you down. Tune in, sit tight, for the fun is about to start. In the weekly roundup, where country life's the heart. From the crack of dawn till the sun dips low, Dr. Don Pettinger's the star of the show. He's got folksy wisdom for the young and old, with a heart of gold and stories to be told. Yee-haw, Sheriff P's in town, bringing the country spirit, never letting you down. Tune in, sit tight, for the fun is about to start. In the weekly roundup, where country life's the heart. In the weekly roundup, where country life's the heart.